Hello, and welcome to our School at Home class in English Grade 3. We are in the first quarter of a set of lessons, and I hope everybody will delight in learning today with lesson number 15, use different kinds of sentences and appropriate punctuation marks. In our previous lessons, we have learned to identify the different kinds of sentences. Let us always remember that learning different kinds of sentences are very useful in making our speeches and written compositions. We use different kinds of sentences in expressing ourselves in a more interesting way. In writing and speaking, there are 4 basic types of sentences that we use for different purposes, and these are declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory sentences. These different kinds of sentences in English allow us to express ourselves clearly. Using a variety of sentences in your writing will add interest and help you get your ideas across effectively. To communicate clearly, it's important to know the function of each type of sentence so you can make the right choice depending on your purpose. Today, let us talk about on how to use the different kinds of sentences and the punctuation mark appropriate for declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory sentences. A declarative sentence is the most basic type of sentence. Its purpose is to relay information, and it is punctuated with a period. Here are some examples of declarative sentences. The boy walked home. He loves honey. He wants to eat cookies, but he doesn't know how to make them. As you can see, these sentences make statements, whether of fact or opinion. Declarative sentences can be simple, as in the first 2 examples, or compound, as in the final example. They can also be in any tense, as long as they do their basic job of presenting information. This makes them the most common sentence type. Interrogative sentences interrogate or ask questions. These are direct questions, and they are punctuated with a question mark. Here are some examples of interrogative sentences. Why does the sun shine? Whose dog is that? Will Sherry get to keep all her lottery winnings? Many interrogative sentences start with question words like how or why, but others are yes/no questions that begin with the verb instead of a noun. It is important to remember that interrogative sentences still require a noun and a verb to be complete. We use question mark when we are writing an interrogative sentence. Let's try a few items as practice exercise. Let us make sentences using the pictures given. Here is the first one. What is the girl doing? Very good. The girl is watering the plant. What kind of sentence did we use? Correct. It is a declarative sentence, because we simply state what the girl is doing in the picture. Let us also note that a declarative sentence ends with a period. Can you make a question about this picture? Very good. What is the pet of the boy? What kind of sentence did you use to make a statement about the boy? Awesome! It is an asking statement. Therefore, it is an interrogative sentence. The punctuation used in asking question is question mark. let's do a more difficult one. What can you say about this picture? Very good. The boy helps the old woman cross the street. What kind of sentence did we use to make a statement about the picture? If your answer is a declarative sentence, you are correct. The writer simply states what the boy did. If you are stating facts towards someone or something, you are using a declarative statement or sentence. Now, let's talk about other kinds of sentences. These are imperative and exclamatory sentences. Imperative sentences do not simply state a fact, but rather tell someone to do something. These can be in the form of friendly advice, basic instructions, or more forceful commands. Here are some examples of imperative sentences. Please shut the door to keep out the bugs. Turn left at the bridge. Stop bothering me. Many imperative sentences end in periods, but some of the more forceful demands may end in an exclamation point to highlight the emotion. You can identify an imperative sentence because it appears to be missing a subject. However, the command of each imperative is directed at you, making these sentences second person. The subject of the sentence may be omitted, but its code you understood because the reader is aware that each sentence could be written as you do this or you do that. Exclamatory sentences are like declarative sentences, that they make a statement instead of asking a question, but their main purpose is to express strong emotion. They are easily recognized because they end in an exclamation point instead of a period. Let us see the following examples of exclamatory sentences. I said I wanted tacos instead of pizza. How well he sings! Wow, he just won a gold medal. Notice that each of these examples contains both a subject and a verb, which is still a requirement for a complete sentence. Exclamatory sentences are often used in casual conversation and in written dialogue to show emotion. Let's do this together. Once again, let us make sentences using the pictures given. Can you make a sentence about this picture? Very good. Take off your shoes. What kind of sentence did we make? If your answer is imperative sentence, you are correct. The statement is making a command, therefore it is an imperative sentence. What about the next example? Can you make a sentence about it? Wow! Our team won the championship. What kind of sentence did we make? Amazing! The sentence is an exclamatory sentence because it expresses happiness. Here is another picture. Can you tell me about the picture? The baby is so adorable. What kind of sentence did we make out of the picture? You are right again. It's an exclamatory sentence. The statement expresses admiration. To wrap everything up that we have talked about in this lesson, let us always remember that a declarative sentence simply makes a statement or expresses an opinion. In other words, it makes a declaration. This kind of sentence ends with a period. An interrogative sentence asks a question. This type of sentence often begins with who, what, where, when, and why, how, or do. and it ends with a question mark. An imperative sentence gives a command or makes a request. It usually ends with a period but can, under certain circumstances, ends with an exclamation point. An exclamatory sentence is a sentence that expresses great emotion such as excitement, surprise, happiness, and anger, and ends with an exclamation point.